I was super interested in following the G20 summit in Argentina over the last few days, in part because this is where I was born, my home city of Buenos Aires, Argentina, but also because of the interesting geopolitical dynamics that have emerged recently and sort of seeing how they would play out. We saw this very strange moment of Vladimir Putin and the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman high-fiving and hugging and just genuinely thrilled to see each other, of course, all in the context of the killing of Jamal Khashoggi, in the context of both Russia and Saudi Arabia apparently having Donald Trump in their pocket. That was interesting to see. I was interested in seeing how the relationship would reflect what is going on in terms of tension between European countries and the United States of America. Also, Argentina involved in financial bailouts with some of these countries. I mean, a lot of interesting stuff going on. But near the top of the list, I was curious to see how would Donald Trump behave given the insanity of the last week, given the Russia-Trump Tower leaks, the Michael Cohen guilty plea, so much imploding for Trump. And Trump did not disappoint, or he did disappoint, I guess, depending on your perspective. In an ideal world, our president would be a true ambassador for American values and ideas around the world. They would be respected by other leaders and countries. We don't have that. So the next ideal situation would be, well, okay, the president would be someone who, even if not the best ambassador for us, would at least appear to be a professional when they go to summits around the world. Trump can't do that either. So if they're not going to seem like a professional, ideally a president wouldn't throw a tantrum and behave like a little kid on the world stage. And sadly, that's exactly what Donald Trump did. When I was watching the introductions and greetings of each world leader with Argentinian President Mauricio Macri, I noticed that something really strange happened, and we have video of it, where Donald Trump had a kind of strange exchange with the president and then started walking away. The Argentinian president seemed confused, and some guy ran across the camera shot after Donald Trump. Wasn't clear who it was. And the Argentinian president seemed uncomfortable, to say the least, turned around. And I could only imagine that this could only be more interesting with the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme song playing over it. I mean, it was just a bizarre exchange. And it was initially chalked up to a confusion about the photo op that was supposed to happen next. However, it appears that this was part of Trump behaving exactly like a tantruming kid the entire weekend, because he was recorded just off camera saying, "Get me out of here," to an aide as the other leaders were gathering for a picture. Here's the audio. It's clear, but there is background noise. So let's listen to it together. Trump eventually reappeared, and there are a few angles here to consider. So first of all, listen, Trump's panicking. Trump's freaking out about what's happening with Russia, Saudi Arabia. He's imploding, and his presidency is imploding in front of him, and he just has no attention span for the G20, and he wanted to get the hell out of there. That would actually be reasonable. I mean, I know when I have lots of things going on, it's tough to really focus on what has to be done, work, chores, whatever. So that's one possibility. The other is that Trump was upset because of how other leaders were treating him. I mean, at this point, Trump is seen as a joke by leaders around the world. The Japanese prime minister's wife previously pretended not to understand English to not have to talk to Trump. France and the UK and Germany increasingly don't even invite Trump to anything related to climate change. And why would they? What's the point? The guy thinks it's a hoax concocted by China. And if increasingly Trump at these events is feeling left out, he's feeling like they don't care about what he has to say, given his personality, that would also understandably make him furious and make him want to leave. And it is just one embarrassment after the other. All of the horrible stereotypes about Americans around the world that I try to dispel when I travel, Donald Trump embodies down to the finest detail. I genuinely don't know why the world even bothers with this guy. And the strongest counterpoint to all of this that I read is this is simply the scaling up of Trump's cognitive decline. That would actually be the most inoffensive explanation because, hey, it would just be a medical condition, and that would be far better than what seemed to be serious personality flaws that this guy has, and a total inability for self-reflection, for introspection, that he has proven time again to be completely incapable of doing on the world stage. Am I misinterpreting what happened in Argentina? Send me your thoughts. I'm on Twitter at @dpakman, and the show is on Twitter at David Pakman Show. Today's program is sponsored in part by Movement. You've heard me talk about them before. Movement watches were founded on the belief that style shouldn't break the bank. The watches are all about looking good, keeping it simple. They won't tell you how many steps you've taken. They won't allow you to look at text messages on the phone. They tell time like timepieces should. And my experience with the watches have been that people just love them. Everywhere I go, I can tell they're not paying attention to me. They're distracted by the watch. And whatever I say, hi, I'm here for my dental cleaning. Could you please change the oil on my car? They say, where'd you get that watch? That's what they're most interested in. And the watches start at just $95. Meanwhile, you go to traditional brands and you're looking at $400, $500, even more for watches that look this good. No wonder that Movement has sold almost 2 million watches in over 160 countries. I have actually been giving people gifts of Movement watches. So far, I've given 3 or 4 watches out for the end of the year holiday season. If you need some help finding the perfect gift this season, you're not sure where to start, head over to Movement. They did all the hard work. They've already curated their favorite styles into gift boxes and packages. And you can get 15% off today with free shipping, free returns if you go to mvmt.com/Pakman. Movement is launching new styles on their site all the time. Check out the latest at mvmt.com/Pakman. One more time, that's mvmt.com/PAKMAN. Join the movement.